to turn this down? We need like... No, don't do it yet.
We can right now.
Oh. I'm trying to start this up.
Let's go.
Never mind.
Lack of time is one of the biggest challenges of small businesses.
What are you
Get insured
doing?
in 5
All right. Watch me mess this
I
all
forgot
up.
my phone.
You'll be all right.
It's on our bed.
Totally just turned that the wrong way. There we go. That's better.
I'm gonna move over so you can move over.
No, just take up the whole table. You'll be all right. We got
Really?
3 people watching. Let's see.
It's probably our son.
Yeah. Or
What was that?
hello, Mr. Grinch.
Oh, it's over here.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Stevies? That's the people. I forgot my helmet.
For what?
You got this, right?
Ha
We just need to wait
No,
a
I
little bit
don't.
longer, give people a little bit more time.
He's gonna leave me alone. Go viral King of videos writing for so nice.
That's awesome. Can you guys hear us okay? We both have devices this time so we can watch the comments.
And this way we won't miss anything.
And I'll be right back.
It's a little quiet, they said. It's a little quiet.
I'll fix it when I get back.
Can you grab my phone?
Yeah, where is it?
On the bed. Sorry guys. We were at the in-laws today, so we looked at the clock and we said, oh crap, we need to get going home. So, yeah, quick. So Jeff E., you ride sports bikes and you live in Houston. My best friend lives in Houston. Love Houston. Okay, so now I'm just waiting for Stevie to get back. Oh, no. Not ideal for cruising for sure.
This definitely was not on the bed.
Was it?
No.
What was it?
Looked everywhere for it. It took me hours.
Hours. You weren't gone for hours.
Okay, so it's a little too quiet, huh?
Mr. Grinch says he can hear just fine.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Mr. Grinch says he can hear just fine.
Okay. All right. Whew. We're back.
Are you winded?
A little bit. I had to run around and look for your phone. Forever.
Sorry, not sorry.
Should be sorry. Okay. I guess we'll go ahead and we'll get this started. So the main reason for this video, or the main topic for this video, is going to be the Honda Fury. If you guys can see, it's still there. And it's going to be there for a long time. I was the one that was actually pushing her. My wife and I ride. Very cool. Okay, so I was the one that was pushing her to get a new bike because I didn't want to stop as much as you have to stop with the Fury to get gas and stuff, because I've got a 6-gallon tank. I can go about 250, 260 if I push it real hard, but in most cases it's around 200, 230. She's got to stop about every 100 miles. So I was the one pushing her really to get a new bike. But the thing I didn't account for, I guess, which I should have accounted for, is the love you have for your first bike. Because it's been 20 years ago since I had that, 22 years ago. So she has that now with this bike, and I didn't account for that. So I think we're gonna keep the Fury. We'll probably keep it until it's.
But we can always get a gas.
We'll keep it till next year.
We can carry
at
gas
least.
with us.
When that bike's paid off, we'll get her a new one, and then we'll just hold on to the Fury, I think. For right now, until she finds that perfect bike that she has to have tomorrow, and she makes us liars right now.
And we've been looking. I've been sitting on many different ones and really good deals, but I just can't. I can't do it, guys.
Are you warm?
Yeah, I'm warm.
Shut that off. Last weekend we rode, and it was 70 degrees.
It's beautiful, but the wind was horrible. Right? That was last weekend. Yeah.
This weekend, it snowed 3 inches, and it's 30 degrees outside.
And we got what? How much snow do you think we have?
We had 2 inches of snow.
It's not very happy.
I know that because I just said it. No, but so, and you guys can ask Amy about the Fury and stuff if you want to, since she's here. But that's the gig right now. We're gonna keep it.
Hmm?
Got enough?
I do. I do.
Alright. A little awkward. We're looking at us here because.
Well, we have to see the comments.
Yes. No, it's fine. Leave it alone. So with this coronavirus outbreak,
Oh my gosh.
how's your Norwex stuff coming?
Norwex has taken to a new level right now. I can have Stevie post somewhere that explains the difference between using the wipes. I guess I can't say really the name, but with GlowGerm, and it just shows how much the EnviroCloth with Norwex removes the germs from the surface. So I can have him post that in somewhere for you guys to see what the difference is. But yeah, it's taken off quick.
Or you can just give him the link to
I don't know
something.
what the link is right now.
Oh.
But I had a vendor show yesterday, so it was crazy because there was 29 vendors that were supposed to be there, and like only 12 showed up because of the virus. Everybody's staying home. But I'm over it, to tell you the truth. So business is booming on my end, and I'm not trying by any means to benefit from it. But if there's something that you would like to try, I will work something out with you. So if you just send us a message, I will contact you directly. So we can do that. Do I have a website? Yes, I do. It is amy.cavan, Kavan. Actually, it's not dot in between my name. It's amycavan.biz. I said that wrong again. It's amycavan.norwex.biz for business. So we can put a link in there too, or I can put it in right now. Anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah. Jeff E, are you still on here? I hope he is.
Who?
Yes, sir.
Yes, he is.
What sport bike do you ride? Sorry, I'm just now going through the comments. Decided against the Fury.
Ooh.
I'll let you hash that out with him.
What was the reasoning for it, Jeff E?
CBR 1000. I just sorry.
Small tank. I get it.
I have a big love for the CBR, especially like the Repsol. So I get it, man. Let's see. Ross Cycles. Are you in the UK? Yeah, wind protection is important. I get it. Yeah, 20,000 for the Road King. I hear you.
I looked at some Road Kings too.
Yeah. She decided that the Heritage was more
me.
her size and style, but
It was a lot more comfortable.
That's cool.
Let's reduce the wind on the Road King.
You know the thing about the Road King, even if you do want the Road Glide though, or the Street Glide, is you can still add the fairing to the Road King, just detachable, just like a windshield. Yeah, all the bells and whistles of a CVO. That'd be cool. We looked at a couple CVOs last weekend too for me, but
Yeah, surprisingly enough.
I don't know. I just can't do it. I can't do it right now. So one of the other things that we were going to bring up for this live video is we've had a lot of questions about our motovlog setup.
Really?
As far as her helmet, she has OKC. Oh, okay. I thought you said. Oh, that's where you fat fingered. Sorry, slow reader. Takes a little bit. Sorry. OKC. What's it like down in Oklahoma City right now? Is it warm? Better not tell me it's warm.
Don't do it.
Anyway, so our motovlog setup. As far as Amy's helmet, she just has a Neotech, Shoei Neotech with the Senna in it. That's it. That's all she's got. That's all she needs. And then everything goes through my helmet after that. Now, the Neotech is a great helmet. It's a modular helmet. And she 52 in PA. Man, the weather in PA is usually about the same as Nebraska, if not a little bit colder in PA than it is in Nebraska. Weather, huh? I'd like to actually get out and ride in nice weather for once, but so her helmet has the Senna 30K in it, and that's how we communicate with each other, and that is this device here. We bought the 30K instead of the 20S because at the time RevZilla had these on sale for 2 of them for like $375, and that was a smoking deal. I think right now, if you look, they're like $510, something like that for a dual pack. So that's why we got these instead of the 20s. Now you can Bluetooth with these, but then this little antenna here is also a mesh antenna, which eventually everything will go to mesh instead of Bluetooth. It's not the best connection right now with our helmets, but that's what we use a lot. It's just the Bluetooth. We hardly ever use just the mesh. So we use that, and that goes into my helmet. That's how I get. Dave T just got my Fury last week. That's awesome. Where do you live at?
That's awesome.
Now I'm interrupting myself, but okay. So Ohio, very cool. Were you able to ride it this weekend? That's the question. Oh, you're an over-the-road truck driver. Man, I was over the road for 10 years.
Yeah.
On my own truck for 7. I know the feeling of being over the road. Oh, don't kick that.
You kicked
I
it.
know it was me.
That was close. That could have been bad.
Everything is different now. Can you guys still hear us? That was not cool. Okay, so Senna 30K on her helmet. That comes to my helmet, and this is, I took the visor off so I didn't mess it up, but this is my helmet, the setup. I have a Shoei RSFR right now. This has been the most comfortable helmet, but for some reason for moto vlogging, there's just something about this helmet that my microphones just, they don't sound the best in them. And I've changed microphones and I've tried other things, and this just, man, I don't know.
But it doesn't always pop.
And when it's windy, it does.
When it's windy, it does.
If it's super windy, I don't know why, but those microphones just start popping. So I've got some other stuff coming to try to help that, but I don't know. Yeah, and then, so inside, and I'll do a video on this, but inside next to one of the speakers for the Senna, I have a Purple Panda microphone right next to the speaker. That's how you guys are able to hear what Amy says, through that microphone. And then right up here in the chin guard, right here, you can't see it. I know, I'll do a full video on it. That's how I get the audio from me. And then I have a splitter back here, which it's all taped up with, I forget what this tape is now. But there's a splitter here, and then that runs into the GoPro 7. And then I have this mount. I forget who makes this mount, but it has the stupid dongle thing and the GoPro all in one piece. So I'll do a video, I'll tear this apart, because I'm gonna switch it up here in a little bit. I'm gonna try some different microphones to try to stop the wind from popping. Over the road for 15 years. I feel you, man. You know what the thing is, though? The over-the-road truck drivers, they're not going to be affected by this coronavirus because truck drivers are very to themselves. That's what I think, anyway. What you doing?
I'm going to post a link. No?
I don't care. So anyway, as far as the helmet, my Airflight helmet was the best helmet that I've had for motovlogging yet. It's the one that works the best with the microphones. I don't know if it's the fiberglass shell of the Shoei compared to the forget what the other shell is made out of, but I don't know if it's the shell that just makes it really loud when the wind hits it or what, but man, it just, when it's windy, it just makes the microphones pop like crazy. And trying to edit that out, Because we rode Saturday and we rode Sunday. Right? Last weekend?
I think we just rode Sunday.
We just rode
We
Sunday.
didn't ride Saturday.
Okay.
Because we thought it was too windy.
And I couldn't use any of the footage because the microphone just popped like crazy. So I did go out on Miss Stevie's bike. If you guys follow me on Instagram later on, I did go out on her bike at night and rode with the new headlight. And man, wait for that video. It might be a while before that video comes out because of who I am as a person. But yeah, it's amazing how big of a difference that headlight makes. So, the Scorpion helmet, and I heard they were the best, even though they are way cheaper than Shoei. I will show you now. So, what did you think of the Scorpion helmet? Did you like it? Because I've heard a lot about those. Yes, the Purple Panda is a great mic, especially... Did you just turn the heater back on?
I did, I'm cold.
Holy smokes. Especially with the Hero 7, 5, and 6. Man, that stupid GoPro goggle thing that they have. So what year is your Fury, Dave T? Did you get a brand new one?
It's from Ohio.
Yeah, I read that.
I didn't see that.
What else you got to add?
What?
Anything coming up? Any important things that you want to talk about?
I haven't known about this for very long, so I haven't really. I thought you had stuff planned.
I did.
Okay.
Didn't you?
So with the coronavirus that has happened and has messed up everybody's plans, I wanted to let you guys know that graduation for our son Alex in Fort Benning, Georgia was canceled to the public, so we are not going at all now at the end of this month. Instead, they're going to do a live feed on Facebook of the ceremony, and then the plan is for them to give the soldiers their phones for the weekend in a couple weeks so they can FaceTime the parents and the families and everybody. So yeah, that was kind of a bittersweet mess of a moment this week. So Alex did call me yesterday and talk to me yesterday, so that was nice to hear his voice and try to calm him down. And all the soldiers are really devastated about what's going on in the world. They weren't told until Friday night. I guess they went out on a 2-day hike and they didn't tell them anything until they got back Friday night. So then they gave everybody their phones yesterday morning to let them call their families. And Alex was, of course, irate at first because he didn't understand the intensity of what's going on in the world right now. So yeah, so there's that. So it was a hard thing to swallow. You have anything to add to that?
Sucks. I wanted to see him. It's weird to you know how age catches up with you, and you don't realize how old you are until you think about it for a little bit, you know. And then you think, holy smokes, we're the parents of an American soldier.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of weird. It's kind of not weird, but takes you back a little bit, I guess. If that makes any sense.
And I'm gonna try not to cry. Okay, change the subject.
You're the one that brought that subject up.
You know.
Plans for future videos. As of right now, we don't have any major plans for future videos. We will. There's a lot of things I want to do. I want to do an iron butt ride. I wanted to do an iron butt ride last year too. Never got around to it because thanks a lot, Mother Nature, you flooded. The 107 Road King, like the engine, the 107 engine, Ross Cycles. That's what you're talking about. Some of the things that I mean, just to throw it out there, do something crazy. I want to ride to Canada. I don't want to go into Canada.
Why?
because I don't. But I think that'd be kind of a cool iron butt ride to ride from where we're at to Canada, and then turn around and come back. I've looked at it. I've researched it because I'm that kind of guy. Like
He is.
300 feet before the border, there's a place you can turn around.
I think people do that a lot.
I would. And then if it all works out, next year we're going to try to, next winter. Because where I work, it's hard to take vacation in the summertime, so we try to do it in the winter. Which is why we usually end up trailing our bikes somewhere. Back to California would be cool. She's never ridden the Pacific Coast Highway. She's been on it.
Right. Should let her ride your bike as often as possible. It's not that serious. She'll eventually want comfort or resentment. That's funny.
True. But here's
I don't know what it is.
this is the problem with that though. Is that I can ride the Fury, but I can't ride it for a very long distance. It's not because I'm a wussy. It's because it's got extended forward controls on it, so they're about 3 inches farther out than what a stock Fury is. I can't reach them. Her legs are longer than mine.
I can reach them.
Take one for
The team.
That's hard to do when you can't reach the pedals, Holmes. No, as often as possible. I hear you. As far as the 107 Road King, I have heard that the early 107s until 19s had an oil pump problem. And they fixed that in the 19s. That was Jared that was telling me that. So just to verify, it's a very reputable source. Is that?
Yes. Just go with it. Just go.
Yeah. Okay. So, and she knows who Jared is. He may or may not work at a Harley dealer. So the 19s, because I was looking at possibly getting a 2017 Road King Special, and he said he would advise against it and get a 19. So the 107 is a great engine. Obviously, Harley wouldn't put it out if it wasn't an amazing motor. But if you do a 114, there is a $5,000 big bore stage kit to make that motor a 131. I don't know what that is in CCs, but holy smoke. I had a 80-inch Evo in my first Road King, and I thought that motor was pretty powerful. You're almost doubling it with the 131, and 5,000 grand. 5 grand is a big number, but that's obtainable for a lot of people. If you watch Blockhead's video they take that 131 up against a live wire, and the 131's in a road glide, and that 131 keeps up with the live wire. So 2147 cc's, that is huge. Good Lord.
Back to that. Raymond.
It's got a Fury. I think it looks better than the Harley.
You know what
It
I like
does look
about
better
the
than a
Fury
Harley.
is Raymond, every time I'm out on my bike with Stevie here, I always have someone pointing at the bike, or they come over and they ask about the bike because they might not know what it is.
I'm not the only one doing it.
They're not familiar with it. So it's nice to be noticed in that light, but I do want a Harley someday, so we'll see. It'll come, but we'll still keep the Fury, and that's the whole point of the whole thing is we both like the Fury. It's not that we don't like the bike, but changes to come, but just not right now. So, sorry, I'll make it. Oh, thank you, Twisty Digit, top dog. Yeah, it really sucks they're not making the Army ride, but we'll get through it. It's nothing that we can do anything to change about it. So just trying to keep Alex grounded and just his spirits up. So if anybody wants to write him a letter or send him a greeting or something,
Send us a link on, or send us a deal on
yeah,
Instagram.
I think that would be awesome if we could get everybody to just send Alex a word of encouragement. I mean, even though you don't know him, he's really struggling right now. So I guess just let us know, reach out to us, and we can get you his address. So
Now, Raw Cycles, if you go with the 107, there you can still do that huge big bore kit, but I think it's like a 127 at the end when it's done, which is still huge, you know. I mean, you're twice the size of a Sportster then, obviously. Do you find the short legs of the Fury to be a problem? I do.
I don't.
I do.
I don't have
do.
a problem with it.
If it had regular, I've sat on stock Furies before, and my knees are bent and stuff. I have to stretch out on this one like crazy to ride it. So I can never actually, if I relax my legs, then my feet fall off the forward controls. So I'm constantly holding myself on, which is the only thing I don't like about it. So if you don't have forward controls on, or extended controls, it's fine. I have a 28-inch inseam. I'm about 4 inches taller than her still,
True.
but I have a 28-inch inseam. I'm 5'10", somewhere in there. So I'm all torso.
And I'm all leg.
And she's all leg. So for me, it's a problem, but it's an easy, if it was just, so I'll show you guys this in a video sometime. But these DLX products forward controls, which I do not recommend to anybody, mostly because of their customer service. The pegs fold back instead of fold up.
Oh, yeah.
So I have to fold the peg back on the right side, and then I can
Really?
put my foot on top
I didn't
of it.
know that.
That's why when you get on it all the time, you're always like, my peg's folded in. Well,
that
that's
makes
because
sense.
it's my fault.
That makes sense.
Oh, short range.
No, this one.
Short range of the Fury. I always told her that she would be ready for a new bike. I'm sorry, Joe. I didn't read it right. I'm not, reading is fundamental, and I ain't all that great at it. I always told her that she would be ready for a new bike when we had to stop and fill that up after 100 miles. And she thought, oh, darn, we had to stop already and fill up. Well, she's at that point. She can ride farther than the bike can go, which I guess is a very good thing. You still don't have to push it as much. The gas thing is not a problem because I'm going to get a gas can. That'll go on my saddle. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get a gas can that'll go in my saddlebag. So if we are ever somewhere where we can't get her to a gas station on time, I'll have gas for her. I mean, as far as being off the beaten track, I don't know if you'd ever have to worry about not being able to make it to the next gas station. I mean, we've been in that situation before with our Ultra where we were very close to needing a gas station right now.
But not only that, like Twisty Digit Top Dog said or mentioned that it's a break for your butt, and it's just a break just to get off the bike and move around while you get gas, and then you're good to go for another 100 and some miles. So until you have to stop and get gas again.
Very good
So
point.
that's a good point. I need to read right here. And then Twisty Digit Top Dog, you're still going though, right? Just not on the bike. To graduation, no. The ceremonies will still be going on, but they're canceling it to the public. So we're not able to even go to the graduation or the ceremonies. So we're not riding anywhere. We originally were going to ride in June when he graduates from AIT, but then we all changed that because Alex called us and said he wanted us to be a basic training graduation instead, because then they have a 4-day weekend pass for their families. But now that's all been canceled. So not sure what the June is going to look like for right now, just because Stevie can't get off of work in the summer. So we'll have to cross that bridge when we come to it. But as far as that goes, we're not right now. Then you asked me if I liked my risers. Yes, absolutely love my risers. I didn't think that I would, but it sure makes a big difference, I think. So yes, I love the risers. It was a perfect addition to the bike. So he was smart.
And you'll see in the video coming up, I rode it for the first time with the risers also, and I noticed a huge difference that I'm more sitting up straight than hunched over.
Right.
We brought the controls to the rider instead of the rider going to the controls. That's my big advocate for ape hangers also. Harley puts out a bike and they put it out, or Honda puts out a bike and they just kind of put it out for the average person. Well, I'm not an average person by any means. Like I said, I'm 5'10". I got a 28-inch inseam. That's it, 28 inches. So my really short legs, but I'm all torso. So for me, trying to reach something with my feet is harder than trying to reach something with the rest of my body. So my handlebars are tall, and for her, she gets on it and her arms are up in the air. But for me, I get on it, my arms are still below my shoulders.
That's true.
So my big thing is that when you get a bike, that's why I like Harleys so much, because there's so much fitment. And there is for the Honda too. There's just not as much out there, but you can find it. So the thing about bringing the controls to the rider instead of the rider going to the controls, that's where you get your comfort from. So for me, that's the biggest thing that I go for with the bike, is trying to, okay, what do I have to change and what don't I have to change to make a bike comfortable for me.
Right.
And that's why a Heritage, I think, is a perfect fit for Amy, because she sits on it and there's not any changes that need to be made. Make sense?
Yeah. And what is mine, a 2-inch riser?
Yes, 2-inch riser.
Okay, so we have the same risers. Yeah, made a big difference. But there was another one. Oh, you're able to get 150 miles to the gallon?
Not to the gallon.
Or not to the gallon, for the
For the
tank. Actually, we haven't really tested that out yet.
No, we're
probably
going
going to do that this summer, since he's going to carry the gas for me. And just to, right now, we stop every 120. But that's yet to come.
You won't miss the Fury for long.
Oh, I don't know. Jeff E. I love my bike. I absolutely love it. And I used to be like, okay, we're a Harley family. We're only going to buy Harleys, right? We used to be like that, or I used to be like that all the time.
Like that.
And once I took the class and I walked in where this bike was and I just fell in love with it, I don't know. There's just something about it. It's just,
It just goes to prove that there's other bikes out there besides Harley's.
Yeah, which is surprising because, especially for me.
Never met a bike I didn't love.
And
I
the
hear you.
well, and then someone said, what was it? How is the power on it? Who said that?
I didn't see that.
Oh, right here, Raymond. Haven't rode yet because of the snow. Yeah, we still have snow too. How is the power on that Fury? It's nice. It's loud.
Yeah, there's.
I love it.
Well, power's got nothing to do with the noise. It's got plenty of power for the weight. It's only a 600. It's less than 700. I want to say it's like 625, 630, 640 somewhere in there. I know that's really a big area, but it's under 700 pounds wet weight. So you don't need a lot of power to move that. Man, Jeff, I've tried that twice. So
You're gonna tell the story, aren't you?
So back in the day, when I still had my Ultra, she was throwing the idea around about riding. And I had gone into the local Harley dealership, and a really, really good friend of mine then was one of the salesmen. And I knew everybody there at that time. But so I was able to buy her a Sportster. I had the paperwork done. I had everything done. And we walked in and I showed it to her and she goes, I don't want that.
I had no idea what he was doing. So he tries. He really does. I just,
She was just coming off of a pregnancy.
blaming on the
Well,
kid.
It was,
Or me.
it was maybe 3 years after the pregnancy.
We can still blame it on the pregnancy, right, guys?
She wasn't quite right yet.
I still haven't taken the class or anything, though, either. It's all the same, really.
If I could get away with going and buying her that Heritage, I would do it.
Yes.
But
Everyone knows when it's a Harley. Everyone is like, damn, that's a Honda.
yeah,
The Fury.
that's true.
True. Very true.
So I rode a Yamaha Raider one time. And that motor is, 1900 motor, that thing is huge. And I rode it long enough that I had to go to the gas station and put gas in it before I took it back to the dealer. and 2 times while I was getting gas, somebody walked up and said, man, that's a great looking Harley. And I'm like, the Yamaha. But
Joe Dunbar. You've been on a Sport Glide.
I have sat on a couple of them. So a couple weeks ago, we were at Lowe's Hills, Harley Davidson. And they had what I thought was one of the new Softail standards sitting there. I was very interested in it. And I thought, and it was like 18 grand. I thought, man, I thought it was supposed to be like 14 something because they had made the standard to make it cheaper. And then next thing I know, they're walking up with the fairing and the saddlebags. They're putting it on. I'm like, oh, that was a Sport Glide. I am very interested in the Sport Glide. I think if she wanted to make an absolute just straight crossover into a Harley, I think that would be the best way to do it. I really like the Sport Glide, the thought of it. But this is the crazy part, is that the Sport Glide is just a couple thousand, well, it's not even, it's a couple $100 less than the Heritage, I believe. But what a lot of people don't understand is that with the Heritage, it's got removable bags on it. It's got a removable windshield also. So it's the same thing. I mean, it looks more, it's an FL front end, obviously. So it looks just as cool with everything taken off of it. Miss Blockhead, what's happening, Heather?
Hi, Heather. Or can we say that?
Does the license plate come off the Fury so I can put a side plate? Would it look way better?
We have a side, don't we?
Hers is on the side.
Yeah, mine's on the side. It looks pretty cool.
Look at one of our Don't do it right now. But when we get done, look at the video where she gets new blinkers. Rocky and I put new blinkers on it, and you can see the side-mounted license plate.
And it looks cool. I like it.
The thing is that this license plate doesn't have a light on it. How we get away with that, though, is that the Nebraska plate, and I'm sure it's like that for every other state too, but the Nebraska plate is very reflective. It looks like it's lit up. I've talked to cops about this. I said, hey, this doesn't have a light on it. How big a trouble am I going to get into? And they said, eh, and they shine their flashlight on it, and the license plate looks like you turned it on. So, and I'm sure every other state's like that.
Right.
So he said, I wouldn't worry about it unless the cop's walking by with the bike running, and if he really wants to be a jerk about it, he can be a jerk about it. But then it's just a fix-it ticket. And then he also said just get one of them stick-on lights and click it on and off. On the right side. Yeah, hers is on the right side also.
Well, and then he says here, picked up a 2010 Fury this past September that already had 10-inch apes on 2-inch risers installed. I could never ride a Fury with the stock bars.
I hear you.
I'd like to see.
I can show you pictures.
Yeah. That's interesting.
But now you're changing cables, you're changing...
Yeah, I know.
What's up, Bose? Ravens
Love
Nest.
it. Did we miss any others? I don't want to miss anybody's comments.
I'm sure we did. It's hard to
If we missed your comment,
re-comment.
yeah. Lloyd Mays, love the exhaust on your Fury. Me too. Thank you.
If it didn't have that exhaust on it, we wouldn't have it.
True that.
I'm not saying that as a, oh man, it wouldn't be good enough. But when the salesman started it in the showroom, that's when I realized that we were coming home with that bike.
So Heather, what are you guys up to today? Did you guys get a lot of snow out where you guys are at?
Yeah, I need to know. I'm going out to Lexington tomorrow.
You are? I didn't know that.
She doesn't listen to nothing.
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 Never. I'm always doing 5 things at once. I can't help it.
What do you expect? And then you get mad at me for it.
I'm not mad.
You act mad.
I know. But
Crazy.
4 of it's us.
So anyway, so if you guys missed it, I have my motovlog helmet here. If anybody has any questions about it, I can answer that now because it's here.
One last thing, by the way, you guys are great. You guys are great. The headlight, it's kind of yellow. I'd seen LED light, but I didn't see any for the Fury, and I will look at your video. I'm in Canada. But just love you guys. Aw, that's so nice, Raymond.
I'm going to go to Canada, but I'm not going to go into Canada. I'm going to go to Canada.
We.
Eliminator taillights. Made my own plate bracket. Yeah. Twisted tail. Twisted digit. Watch, what's up, Paul?
Hey, Paul. Ask about what you guys are... Okay, Raven's Nest. I wanted to ask about what you guys are using for your helmet setup. You actually using a GoPro? We are.
There's the GoPro. I forget what the name of this mount is, but this is I got this set up from Blockhead, so use that. And I got the splitter is a deal from Photogrammer from Florida, so I talked to him and he said this was the best setup. And then I have two Purple Panda microphones inside here. And like I said, I'll do a video on just this helmet here in I don't know when. I'll do it sometime. But we have Sena 30Ks on the side. And I have a microphone right next to her speaker. That's how we get her audio. And then I have a microphone up in the front, which you can't see it, I know, behind the cheek pad where we get my audio from. And that way there's no splitting and splicing and trying to figure out audio. Figuring out video is way easier than trying to figure out audio. So the only thing that Amy's helmet has in it is a Sena 30K, and that's it. She's got the light helmet. She's got it easy. I'm going to switch everything around though. I'm going to put it all on her helmet so that I can just ride around with the Sena 30K on. And then she's going to start doing all of the editing all by herself. We're going to change the name of the channel to Fury Chick, and then that's going to be the end of it.
No, we're so not.
The 30K allows for 2 mics. So I have, sorry I didn't explain this very well. Underneath this gaffer's tape, which I remember the name of it now, underneath this gaffer's tape I have a splitter, a microphone splitter that hooks up into the stupid dongle for the GoPro. So that plugs into the GoPro. The splitter comes down and then 2 microphones are hooked up to the splitter. And then there's a microphone on, oh, it's on this side. There's a microphone on this side that's right next to the Sena speaker, which it just picks it up, the audio from her speaker. That's it. And that's how it goes into it. I am going to try to change, I found maybe a different way to do this, to try to stop from the popping and stuff in the wind, which I'm sure you guys are just as sick of it as I am, because I can't take it anymore. We went riding last weekend and I couldn't use any of the audio because it was so windy. So I'm either gonna have to stop moto vlogging in the wind, which in Nebraska I'd maybe get a moto vlog twice a year, or I'm gonna have to figure it out. And I'm trying to figure it out something that nobody else has ever done. So we'll see how good that works. Everybody likes the Fury Chick idea though. See that? You guys want to see her start her own channel?
Stop it.
Call it Fury Chick?
I don't have time.
And then I can just completely forget about my channel and we can just go with her channel.
I'm not sure I understand.
Oh.
Yeah, Siri is really smart.
Siri liked it too. Oh, he's in Lincoln too? Really? Cool. Right here, Paul.
I recently came from work. It was -2.
Wow. You
Extra
rode to work?
layers. Holy smokes. That's crazy. Okay, so the Sena Momentum helmet. This is what I want to know. Is it hot? Because I have heard that there is no wind flow in that helmet. I like the Fury Chick channel idea.
Do you?
Yeah,
Well, you're gonna have to do all the editing and everything.
it's fine. I won't do any more videos. You can just do them all.
No.
I'll just give you ideas.
No. You're a better speaker than I am.
I'm not.
Since we don't know if it's hot yet.
Okay, well, keep
Well, let us know.
that. Because they're actually at a really good price right now, too. At least at Revzilla for right now. That'll probably change, but...
But hey, maybe they'll have a coupon code Corona for all this stuff. Oh, come on, it's funny. Fury Chicken.
You said that out loud.
I did.
And Faux Boy?
I said
Furry chicken faux boy. Wow.
I don't know.
Can't believe nobody's commented on no beard and the haircut.
I know I was gonna say that. Let me introduce you to the new Stevie. He's all clean cut and baby face.
And been looking into dual mode vlogging. Yeah, it makes a big difference. When I was doing it by myself, it was fun and it was cool and everything, but it just, when you throw another person into it, and you can hear their comments and you can hear their feedback and everything, I think it brings so much more to the video, or so much more to the channel, especially when it's somebody that's permanent like she is.
I'm so thankful for that. That was good. That was so good. You have a court date or job interview?
Nope. Just got tired of it.
That's funny.
Court date. So one time, Amy and I, we bicker a lot. And
Some people don't like it, but
some people don't like it, and her mom is one of them that doesn't like it. Many years ago, we were. Oh boy.
see, they're not all
How
about
about
the
Road?
Fury
How
chick.
about Road King and Fury Chick?
Yeah,
Fury
but that
Queen.
means, guys, that would mean I'd
Mhm.
have to keep my Fury
Road King,
Oh,
Fury
all
Queen.
of the time. Oh, Fury Queen.
Yeah,
Uh,
I can't be the queen.
no, you can't.
So Amy's parents were over at our house, and I was screwing around on the computer because back then, your computer was in your living room because that was the only place where you could put it because you had dial up, and she was bickering a lot, like she always does, and her mom, I could just see she was just starting to shake almost. And I turned around and looked at her and said, "Hey, look at this. There's divorces on sale." and she said, "Well, you might as well get two then." And she stood up and said, "I've had it. I can't take you two anymore."
I love you.
I like you a lot.
Oh, man.
You got mail.
Part of married life, correct.
Full boy. I don't know about full boy though.
I kind of like it.
Okay. We're gonna change it.
No, we're not.
AOL.
AOL, yes.
Man, you guys remember? You'd type something in and hit enter, and then
You'd walk away.
You'd hear the modem dial.
It's like what we had to do with
I
commercials.
know kids don't remember anything.
Every
like what
time
it used
there
to
was a
be
commercial
anymore.
that came on, we go to the bathroom and we go get popcorn or something to drink. Same thing
Yeah.
with dial-up. We'd leave for a while and then come back and make sure it was done because we just didn't have patience to sit there.
Now, if you've got to do something, you fast forward through the commercial and then you pause it. You walk away.
Right?
I don't know how many times as a kid when I was sent to go be the one that goes chunk, 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 chunk to change the channel, how many times I thought, man, I wish you could just do this from your couch. Because there was
Now
no
look
remotes
how
then.
lazy we are.
And then thinking, man, I wish we could pause TV, or I wish we could fast
Crazy.
forward through the commercials and stuff, and rotary phones, pay phones. Remember,
Yeah.
you remember riding your bicycle and going up to a pay phone and asking the operator what time it was?
I never did that.
We had to.
Nope.
Rotary phones, man, kids
Next
wouldn't
time
know
my
what
lady
to
says
do
I
with
love you,
rotary
I'm
phones.
saying I like you a lot. He always says that,
You know,
especially in public.
it goes the other way too. Trust me.
Mm.
Huh?
Mm. Kids don't remember payphones? No, they don't. Or rotary phones. That's funny.
Where have you been?
That's
We've
funny.
already talked about this.
I'm just reading the comments.
Hmm.
Keep it
Remember
up.
the one where you
Keep it up.
picked it up off the wall and there was a cord to the wall? Remember that? And then you had to do the rotary thing?
I do.
Mm-hmm. Phone's connected to the wall is bad. I'm gonna do that with my kid's cell phone. Next time he screws up, I'm gonna put a cable lock on the phone, and I'm gonna put like a 5-foot tether on it, so that he's connected to the wall, just so he knows what it's like. Handset phone. I remember. I don't remember when payphones were rotary dials. We must have lived in the
I can
uppity up
beat
neighborhood.
all of you. I had a party line. Yeah. Yeah, you can beat us there.
Yep, it's over.
Joe Dunbar won.
What's gonna die? My first mobile phone came with its own backpack. My first mobile phone was connected to my car. Like, you couldn't take it out.
Seriously?
Mhm.
It wasn't just in a black bag like his?
Mm-mm. I had my parents made me take my car to, I don't remember where it
right.
was, but they installed the phone in my car. And
Bag
low
phones.
and oh man, yeah, I had a bag phone too. But bag phone was next, I believe. But the one time I didn't answer that phone, it was bad. It was bad. And now kids, you text them and they don't answer your texts.
Yeah. That's
Man,
fun.
What in the world is going on with this?
What have we come to?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yep.
Motorcycles that have big motors and a clutch and a hand clutch and a shifter you can shift with your foot. Army walkie-talkie. I actually miss my bag phone because I still think my bag phone had better reception than any of my other phones I've ever had. And I didn't have the battery for my bag phone either, so I couldn't take it anywhere. Everybody's like, I already called you. And I was like, oh, I can't take my phone out of my pickup. Which I don't know why this makes me think of this, but it makes me think of this. I went to a party one time out of high school, and
I know where this is
it
going.
was in a field, not in a field, but it was at a farm, I should say. It was the farm next to our farm. But everybody was parking along the grass, in the grass on the lane, right? They were pulling up towards the field. I had a pretty large pickup at the time, but I backed my pickup next to everybody's car, and I was talking on the phone at the time, so I'm sitting there for like 10 minutes waiting for the person who I'm talking to get off the phone. I can't remember who it was. Hung up the phone, jumped out of the pickup, and as soon as I touched the ground, I was getting shocked.
What?
And I thought, man, what in the world? So I jumped up on my running board while I looked back, and I had backed up into the electric fence. I didn't knock it over, but I had touched it with my big steel bumper, because 73 Chevy still had steel bumpers. So the normal person would have moved their pickup up a couple inches to get off the fence. Not me. It became a huge game for everybody, especially the people that I got with this. I'd walk up to them and say, oh man, hey, I forgot something out of my pickup. Will you grab it for me? And they'd touch it and just, they'd scream. So then I'm pretty sure I ended up moving the pickup because I think everybody at the party got shocked by my pickup that night. But we watched Chitty Chitty Bang Bang today. The first scene, Dick Van Dyke said that he was inventing a way to watch movies wirelessly.
That's crazy.
I haven't seen that movie forever. That's a good movie, though. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. What made you watch Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
That's just fun to
I gotta
say.
know. I gotta know. It's a fun song to sing that is now stuck in my head. True story. That was 40 years ago.
That's crazy. Time sure has flown.
Things have changed in 40 years. I would know. Say it real fast. You made me. I know where he's going. I don't want to.
All right, so we've gotten off topic there.
Very off topic. So back to motorcycles. I think that if she gets another motorcycle, it'll have to be an addition to the Fury. As of right now, as of right now, we can't really afford a third bike.
We could. I just would rather wait.
Yeah, we should wait. We should wait.
Well, and as far as changing it up and having me have my own, I would never be able to get a Harley then, because then it would be a Fury. It's all about Furies, right? I mean,
Your own what?
as if you guys were talking about me doing my own,
Oh no, you'd be fine.
no one would watch me then, because they would look up
People would
Fury
watch you.
chick and
People would watch
they would
you. People
expect
would watch
to
you.
see not a Harley.
Second bike. You'll miss the Fury. You'll always miss
Yes,
your
second
first.
bike.
Yep. See, that's the thing. That's the thing. I was the one pushing her to get a new bike, and I overlooked the whole first bike thing because I was sitting here thinking, why won't she just get rid of it? Let's get a bigger bike and stuff. And then,
Really?
yeah, it's been 20 years since I had my first bike. So, and then there's the thought, well, I wish I still had my first Harley. Well, I kind of do wish I still had my first Harley. Only because it was an 80-inch Evo, and that motor was worked pretty hard by a buddy of mine, Ned. So it was a fast Evo. I was keeping up with guys that had the Stage 2 88s, you know, the 95s with the heads and stuff like that. So, I get it. I get she wants to keep her first bike, and why not? You know, why not always have the Fury in the garage, right?
Well, and not
It's
only
not-
that, but it's not as expensive as a Harley is.
Right. It's not an expensive bike to have. It won't be an expensive bike to have as a third bike or whatever, or fourth bike, or maybe a fifth bike. It could be a sixth bike. Who really knows? I'm not as emotionally connected with the Road King, but that's because I've had a couple bikes.
But I can guarantee if you got rid of it, you would really miss it.
I would probably miss it depending on what I got to replace it.
I don't know. I know you.
I would miss certain things about it. I miss certain things about my Ultra too.
You do?
Certain things, yeah.
I know that was really
I
hard
know.
for you to give that one up.
But I kept it too long
Yeah,
because I kept it till it was worth nothing.
yeah.
That's that fine line that you've got to play. Kept the Ultra way too long. Should have got rid of it sooner. Had multiple opportunities to get rid of it sooner. I just didn't realize that I had what I had, because if I had got rid of it sooner, there was a lot of people that wanted that bike, because a lot of people knew that bike. That bike was pretty popular with our local hog chapter and stuff like that. I was an officer for quite a while, so I could have got rid of that bike pretty easy at that time. First bike was Sears Roebuck, the Briggs and Stratton engine.
I
Man,
need to read all those though.
I do believe that a Grom would be faster than your first bike.
Stop.
How about this?
Oh, here we go.
How about this?
Here we go.
A Grom and a monkey bike.
No. Come on, babe.
What? FYI, the State Line tank fits the Fury with a little. I don't think we're gonna go. I don't think we're gonna go that far.
Right up here. Raven's Nest, I have 3 and I am the only one that rides. It is a sickness. Yes. Yeah, I get it. Totally get it.
But what are your 3 bikes? Because there's a couple different bikes that I want, and one of them is not a Harley. So are they all Harleys, or are they all a certain bike, or?
Who is that?
Joe?
Mm.
Jose?
Mm-hmm. No. I don't know how to.
Oh, you gotta have a backup.
Still my first bike.
76 Honda CB750 Cafe. Whoa. That's got like the big fairing on it and stuff, right? You almost lean over on it. A Suzuki, a Honda Shadow, and a Honda Fury.
Hmm.
That's cool. I can get down
And
with
no
that.
Harley there.
No Harley.
Interesting.
A lot of people don't have Harleys.
I just-
Harleys still make up, so 50% of the motorcycles that are out on the road are Harleys.
Yeah.
And yet Harley's going through a hard time, which I have my comments, but I'm gonna keep them to myself. Money for a
Money
Harley.
for a Harley.
Hey, Sportsters are cheap. Sportsters are cool.
19th Street Glide.
97 Lowrider, very cool.
Oh. Evo. You know, Harleys are expensive, I get it, but I think they're really worth it though.
Harleys have got good qualities. Here's the biggest thing I feel about the Harley is that, so I have an extended warranty on my Road King here. And if I take off on a long trip, that warranty is covered at every single Harley Davidson across the country. And every state has a Harley dealer. Like a Honda Ferry.
You need to start saying there.
Raw Cycles.
Mm-hmm.
I would like a Honda Fury as a ride around town and a Road King or Street Glide as
Absolutely.
my road bike. That's my goal. That she's almost there.
Yep.
I don't know if Road King is a Road King might, I don't know, you rode my Road King, but you felt like it was a little bit too big, didn't
Well, it
you?
was just kind of intimidating. I think the first time I rode your bike, the Road King, was after, or actually during my class. Wasn't it during or after
The
it?
first time you rode it, yes.
Yes, and
During
I
the class.
wasn't
But you
quite
were just,
sure on the brakes, and I was going to stop, and I totally tipped it over and scratched
she
it.
had the handlebars turned and she grabbed a lot of front brake.
Right.
And it was like slow motion too. It's like the bike just like slowly started tipping over. And that's when I yelled, "Don't try to hold it up." Because 9 times out of 10 you hurt yourself trying to hold the
Right.
bike up. And you've hurt yourself and you still didn't hold the bike up. So as it's going over, I was like, "Don't try to hold it up." And then it like slowly went over. And then she just like slowly like rolled off of it.
So then I was kind of intimidated to even ride it again. But when he did not break my bike, I had to ride his bike quite a while. Probably an hour and a half, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was fine. I could do it. What? Raven's Nest? Raven's Nest, your buddy that is a motor officer is the best trainer you can have. Absolutely. That was
She
that
couldn't
was
make
a
a
lot.
right turn until he
I
helped.
couldn't. I don't know what the deal was. Turning right was so hard for me. But I wasn't sure of how far I could lean into the bike before I would lose, and tip it over. So
Mhm.
it just took some time, but yeah, he was perfect help for me and very patient. So is Josh. He's been so patient with me. Oh my gosh.
It's hard not to be. I mean, especially if you already know how to ride a bike, watching somebody try to learn how to ride a bike, you remember your frustration and you just try to do your best to not let them get frustrated like that. Or even if they are frustrated like that, let them know it's okay to be frustrated, but also let them know and it's not going to be that long, and you're going to get it. Especially those first couple of months of riding.
Right.
There's just something that clicks in your head. Like, you park the bike and you're like, man, I still can't ride this thing. You go in, you go to sleep, you come back out, you get on the bike, and all of a sudden you can ride it. I mean, it's that big of a switch.
But if you wouldn't have been there, not to push me per se, but to push me into and make me realize not to give up, I don't know if I would have kept riding or trying to get through it, because I didn't have any confidence either. But taking the course, that gave me a lot of confidence because I was around them. But I trusted you too because you've been riding for a long time. So I think that helped me with my confidence boost of, plus he was in my head no matter if I wanted him there or not. I mean, let's just say it, because
Communication devices are awesome.
I don't know how I would have done that. I think that if any females want to ride, and their spouses, you know, or boyfriends or, you know, significant others have the capability of putting, you know, the communication devices like what we have, I think that really helped me a lot, because I'm always thinking through it as I'm, you know, going to a stop sign or anything. And as I'm thinking it, Josh is saying it to me in the helmet, you know, so it's preparing me for what I'm going to do. And a lot of times when we're riding, I'm not even talking because I'm constantly looking for a way out in traffic or whatnot. And he's so used to looking at all of that and then talking at the same time. So I think it's really made my confidence level boost big time.
Where are you taking a Ride Like a Pro class in May?
What?
Because I've never taken the Ride Like a Pro class.
Wow.
When I was an officer in the local Harley group, we taught a couple times, or we laid out the cones like a Ride Like a Pro, like, because we had the VHS tape. But where are you taking it at around here? So Johnny, who is the motor officer, he's actually my cousin, but he'll set up the one-on-one that I get with him is awesome, and the strides that he made with you, and he only helped her for what, an hour maybe?
Yeah, it was just one time,
and it completely changed the way that she rode.
right?
Knowing how to teach it is
The
half
key.
the battle, and that's what he does. I mean, he's an instructor for the local police department, so
And he can do some amazing things on a bike. That's
you don't
for
want him to
sure.
ride your bike.
This
You
one.
can tell him, hey, don't scrape up my running boards, bro. And guess what he does? Scrapes up your running boards, and then next thing you know, your wash mitt is torn to shreds when you wash your bike.
Twisty Digit Top Dog. Miss Stevie, I tipped my Fury the first day you had it. Leaving your own driveway, had only 7 miles on it. Oh man. And you were turning right. See? It's not just me.
Mm-mm.
I think it's the rake that throws you off balance at first. Yeah, I agree. Totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
Anxiety feeds fear. Just do it. Conquers both. I took the MSF class, a local community college, taking another one in April unless it's canceled. Oh, awesome. So how long have you been riding?
Can't believe everything's getting canceled like it is.
I know. I guess I should just ask that to everybody. How long have you guys all been riding?
But you sure didn't want to do it. Imagine that.
Wow.
Raven's Nest, do you still shop at Frontier? I have a question for you if you do.
Did you already go over that one? Taking my third ride?
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about.
Okay.
You do. What do you think of the
20
new
years.
management compared to the old?
Raw Cycles, 20 years. Twisty Top Dog. Me since I was 5. I'm 55. Wow. Sky Guy, 7 years. Raven's Nest, I do. Lloyd Mays, on and off for 33 years. Oh man, I feel like a big baby.
Reading Joe Dunbar's.
Joe Dunbar, best riding buddy I ever had was a friend called Bobby. He was 95% deaf. He would watch my body language and matched my moves perfectly. He and I have been riding for over 45 years. That is amazing.
That's awesome.
Wow. And here I am talking about my little strides.
I competed in AMA for several years.
Wow.
Really? What was that like?
Okay, I'm gonna be done with AMA.
Good time.
Years. Wow. My wife is a new rider as of last April. Awesome.
Very cool. What do you think of the new management at Frontier Ravens Nest? I
So-
have some comments.
So Raw Cycles, real quick. Your wife's a new rider as of last April. Does she have her own bike then? Did you go out and get her a bike? Or did she go out and get herself a bike, I guess?
Okay.
You want me to read it?
Hmm.
Raven's Nest. I
I
haven't
read
had
it.
much trouble, but you sound like you have been around them longer. I went after the management change, so I haven't much to judge.
Okay.
Raw Cycles, yes. 96 Suzuki. I don't even know what that looks like.
Intruder? It's a cool bike, 800. Man, I remember when 800s were the big bikes. Of course, and you're talking apples to oranges there from Twin Cams, so.
So does she love riding then? Do you guys go out on rides a lot?
Probably not because it's cold.
Oh, true. I'm gonna go bye-bye pretty soon.
I still got mine on. Can't even bring the charger down either, but I still got mine on. We can share it. You know, that's something
You're
you can
gonna
do.
share with me?
Of course I'll share
He's
with you.
gonna share his iPad with me, guys. Twisty Digit Top Dog. My fiance is now riding beside me, my shadow.
Honda Shadow. Not like she's his shadow.
I know. I got that.
That's awesome.
Raven's Nest, you need to put together a ride or just a meet. You are right here in the same town, y'all know. We've done that.
We've done that and we're doing it again.
Yeah. We absolutely will do
So
it again.
Sometime in May, I wanted to do our 1,000 subscriber ride, which we are. I mean, we're about 250 over 1,000 now. So here's my question for you guys, because this is our dilemma. I was going to ride on the back of Rocky's bike, like I said I would. Rocky's daughter is due to have a baby around that time.
Oh, right.
So if they cannot make the ride, are you guys okay with me riding my own bike and not riding on the back of another one?
Really?
Please say you're okay with it.
I can still ride your bike and you can ride on the back with me.
Can you though?
What does everybody think of that?
You were terrified that time we did
I was
that.
terrified because I've never done that before. I've never had
Neither
any
had I.
passengers before. That's like one of my favorite videos.
Is it?
It is.
Everybody keeps asking about more of that video.
Really?
Timing worked out. How does May sound, Raw Cycles?
Ride it from OKC for the group ride.
Trying to get out of it, but I'm cool with it. I'm not trying to get out of it, I promise. So,
So trying. He's trying hard.
I'm not
Just
trying
like
to get out of
$1 million
it.
Bogey was trying to get out of riding all the way back.
He dinked David for a long time because he messed up his own bike. So, I mean, just saying.
So are you saying you don't
You
trust
can do
me?
the back of another bike.
riding
another
on the back
time.
of mine.
Hey, I can do. Hey, Joe says I can ride on the back of another bike at another time.
Out on the road. You are in the same city as Nebraska University, right? Correct. Twisty
Yes,
Digit
we
Top
are
Dog.
very close.
Mhm.
Yes.
That's actually where I go every day. Well, kind of.
She works for them.
Probably could work.
Cool. That'd be great to see you guys.
So do you have a date picked out that you want to share?
Well,
Your birthday weekend?
we were gonna try the birthday weekend, but the problem is the birthday weekend is always Cinco de Mayo, so that's always in the way. We were gonna try the next weekend, but that's when we pick up our new puppy. Spoiler alert. So we can't do it then. So it would either be late May or late April.
You go through Lincoln, Nebraska once a week, grass cycles. In the truck. Got it.
Yeah, I rode through the campus that time. That was kind of fun. The reason that I did that is because
So you ride through the campus.
a buddy of
Oh,
mine,
right.
a buddy of mine said, it'd be awesome if I could get a picture of my bike on the end, on the 50-yard line.
That wasn't going to happen.
So, yeah, but I thought, man, maybe.
Not even
You
with,
know?
if I had any connections,
So
there's no way.
I rode around the campus a little bit, and I got next to the statues and stuff. And I thought, I went into a parking lot that said permit only, right? And then I was pretty new to motovlogging. I was still, I mean, there's a little bit of an embarrassment you got to get over holding a camera up to yourself, you know? There is. And
Yeah.
so, trying to get over that still and hearing people talk to yourself. I mean, I could care less now, you know? But, so I went into that parking lot thinking if I can get into this parking lot, then maybe I can get to other places too, right? So I went in the parking lot and I went and took some pictures next to some statues and stuff, thinking, all right, no security yet, you know, and this was a Sunday after a football game. And I'm walking back up to my bike and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to go get my bike and I'm going to move it right in front of this statue. And if I move it right in front of this statue and start taking pictures and nobody cares, then I'm going to move it up a little bit closer. And I'm move it up a little bit closer is my thought process through this whole thing. And I was walking back to my bike to move it up to the first statue. And all of a sudden I heard, hey man, what's going on? And I turned and looked with the corner of my eye and it was a security guard. And if you guys don't know, UNL Campus Police have better toys and are better trained. Shouldn't say better trained. They have more money than the Nebraska State Patrol, the Lincoln Police, Omaha Police. I mean, they've got some cool stuff, you know. So when he came walking up, I knew that I was had, and he said, "Hey, you gonna be around for a while?" And I was like, "No, I was just taking pictures and stuff." And he's like, "Yeah, cool." He goes, "I saw you taking pictures and everything." He's like, "Yeah." I said, "You've got your pictures?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Cool, man. You can't be in this parking lot." And I'm like, "Huh. See you later." And he was cool about it. He said, "Have a great day" and all that stuff. But I wasn't getting any closer than what I was gonna get.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
So getting the picture on the end ain't gonna happen. And where she works, she knows some former football players. So I'm still hoping.
You can ask him when you meet him.
I'm still hoping if I can just get it close.
And Photoshop it in?
I would settle for the practice field because the practice field's got a big end too. I could
That might be
Photoshop the
different.
stadium in there at any time.
I'm a U of NC grad. I was
That
able
part still
to
bothers
get
me.
photo of my Fury on the 50-yard line of Keene Stadium.
That is awesome. They let you in there? That is so cool. See? He could do it.
Well, it's not the University of Nebraska either.
Whoa, what are you trying to say?
Not saying anything bad about your
Oh,
school.
she just totally dodged your school, dude. She did.
Not.
She's like, oh, you ain't Nebraska. Man, listen to you. We're not the best football team in the world.
No, that's
We've
what I'm
proven
saying.
that. There was a time we were the best. 94, 95. Try to beat those football teams sometime.
Throwing me under the bus. Nothing.
I didn't throw you under a bus.
Yes, you did.
Just trying to tell the man what you were saying, that's all. So
Should
let's
probably.
get back on this now. So future rides, I'd like to ride to Canada. I don't know if I ever will or not.
How about future rides like within the next couple months? Let's do that. I do have some Norwex
You got a
parties
little
that I
bit
need
of
to
it
do.
in there, don't you?
What? Oh. Twisty Digit Top Dog. Not to drop names, but I'm related to UNC basketball coach Roy Williams. Well, there you go.
So if we come there, can I get a picture of my bike on the UNC football field? It's blue.
Ish.
It's blue. Just so we're not twisted, we are talking about North Carolina, right? just saying.
That'd be fun. That'd be a fun ride.
Yeah, it would.
If you could go in the summer.
Yeah, that would be awesome, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Another thing, if you guys have looked at some of our videos as far as the description, there is a Patreon page in there. I'm not asking you guys for money. So, people asked me to set up a Patreon, and I told them no, we're nowhere near big enough. I don't want to do that. We don't need any help. And they said, no, we really want to help. And I was like, I don't want to do it. That sounds like a lot of paperwork, stuff like that, you know. So they said, no, we really want you to set up a Patreon, and so I did.
So what
and
is
I've,
that exactly,
I've told those
though?
people that the Patreon is set up, and nobody has, maybe not during football season. I know I'm a squirrel, right? So won't let me ride in. So anyway, the Patreon page was set up, and nobody has joined the Patreon, right? It's a way that people can donate money to the channel.
Okay, well, for people that don't understand that, you need to explain
Right,
that.
okay, sorry. So people could donate money to the channel. So I've got the Patreon set up. I'm not asking you guys for any money. If you guys want to help fund the channel, you can. If you don't, I don't care if that thing sits there and never gets any members on it. In fact, I'd probably give it a couple more months, and if nobody does it, I'll probably just delete it. But if you guys do want to, I'm not asking you for money. But if you feel like you want to help with the channel, it's there. I don't care if you do or not. If you do, we'd be grateful. We'd just put the money right back into the channel. We'd buy more stuff to
Unbox or
review or unbox, or we're not looking for a bike payment out of it.
if it's free for you, leave it up, Jeff E says. As you
Yeah.
grow, you never know.
That's
True. Absolutely true.
I always told myself I never wanted to do that, though. I never wanted to get to that point.
What of having it?
Yeah, I didn't think we'd ever get to 1,000 subscribers either.
Well,
So-
you never know.
And now we're pushing 300 over that almost. So the channel has grown more than I ever thought it would grow. Reinvent the wheel. I'm never trying to reinvent the wheel. If I reinvented the wheel, nothing would roll.
See, they just said no, let it go. Just we
Alright.
put it out there, everybody knows.
Alright.
I mean, if they wanted to donate though.
I know, but it feels weird.
No, I know, but if they wanted to donate, how would they go about doing that? I wouldn't even know how to do that.
Go to the description and click on the Patreon page. It's down at the description on this one right now.
Where?
Okay.
Oh, right there.
Patreon.
Okay.
You guys
Perfect.
can't see what we're doing. I like these live videos. I'm gonna stop doing videos. We're just gonna start doing live videos.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you should
Fine.
ask them what they think because
No.
I guess you don't have to
Um,
edit me. That's probably why.
One other thing that we've been approached about is doing a podcast,
Really?
and
He never tells me anything. Ever.
I told her all of this.
We didn't.
I told her all of it. So we've been asked about doing a podcast, and I said no, I'm not going to do a podcast because I said I wasn't going to do a Patreon either. I'm not going to do a podcast because podcasts are, from what I've seen, is a pain in the butt to try to download, and then after you've downloaded it and try to get it on with iTunes and stuff like that. What I have seen other people do is this, a live video, and then they just call it a podcast on YouTube. So I guess we are doing a live podcast on YouTube.
Right now.
It is possible to live motovlog.
Is it?
I'm not tech savvy.
Sky Guy.
I figured it out. So what I have to do is I have to take my GoPro. If you guys have any questions on the motovlog setup, it's here for people that haven't been on. Do it now so I can answer your questions. Not do it now, but I'm not trying to tell you what to do. Hey, so what I have to do is I have to hook, because my iPad, which is right in front of me here, my iPad has a Wi-Fi. It's on a
Hotspot?
Wi-Fi hotspot. So what I have to do, and I've tried it, it works. Not the greatest, but it works because it's only in 720p. And if you guys know what 720p is like, it's like going from 4K to watching Pong on the Atari, you know? So,
Sorry.
yeah. So what I have to do is I have to hook this up to my phone, my GoPro up to my phone with Wi-Fi. And then to broadcast the live video to YouTube, I have to hook my phone up through my Wi-Fi hotspot on my iPad. So I'll have to have my iPad in the saddlebag and my phone on, connected to the GoPro. And I think I can do it because I told you that I was trying to do it that day in the living room, and I think I figured it out. So
That's what I like about you. When you have something in your head to do something, you research it until you cannot.
I do.
Until you can figure it out.
I do, and that's another thing. If you guys just joined, I've been trying to figure out a way to make my microphone stop popping. Let's get the brand on this side, right? So I've been trying to figure out a way to get my microphone to stop popping. I've got some adapters coming, and I think I can hook some Sena microphones up to the GoPro, because right now I just have Purple Panda Labrador,
Sounds good.
that L word microphone, which is just supposed to go on your collar. So they were never made to do what motovloggers try to make them do. But I think I've figured out a way with going through a chain of adapters
Oh.
to make some Sena microphones work with the GoPro, because the Sena microphones are made to handle wind and all sorts of stuff. If you listen to the moto vlogs, Miss Stevie's voice is coming through a Sena microphone, and that hardly ever has any trouble. So, hopefully that'll work. I don't know if it will or not. I'll keep you guys posted, but I'll do a video on the helmet eventually. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to have to go back to an Airflight helmet, because it was probably the cleanest audio I've ever had motovlogging was through that helmet. I got the Shoei helmet because yes, it is quieter inside. For me, physically, it's quieter, which makes me able to ride longer. But the motovlogs have hurt since I got the Shoei helmet. And our problem with our motovlogs is a lot of people motovlog in town. And they're
Right.
riding around in town, like nice places like Florida and stuff like that. We're out on the highway all the time, so we're at highway speeds. So we're open to the elements And I mean, when it's windy, we don't have stoplights to help us with that, you know, and stuff.
Right.
So we're always at speed, and that I think that's what affects it the most. But when I was still using my air flight helmet, which I have given away to a friend of mine, so I'd have to buy another one, which is fine because I'd want a white one. Me and white, you know, me and white. That was, I don't know how many times I said on the video, this audio probably isn't even going to be usable, and it was.
Well, there were a couple times where he forgot to push record, so
There's still
there's
a couple
that.
of times I'll never be able to.
You can read the one.
I joined a Patreon page. But she does bikini. I'm not trying on any bikini.
That's not what he was saying. I'm Twisty Digit Top Dog. It's pretty simple. If you can answer phone, listen to Spotify or iHeart, etc. while writing, you can post live motovlogs. Well,
We're gonna try it.
we're gonna try
We're gonna
it.
give it a shot. I don't know.
Because that would mean you wouldn't have to do any editing, but then that would mean a lot of things.
She'd have to watch her mouth.
I'm not that bad, am I? I mean, I haven't said anything bad on the live ones that we've done.
Has anything gone wrong for you?
No.
Have you hit any big bumps or anything?
No one's pulled out in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
It just happens. I don't know how you just know I can.
Yeah, if you figure it out before I do, let me know. But I think I've got it figured out. Like I said, it isn't going to be, the GoPro is limited to 720 in life. You can't, okay, I'll figure it out. The GoPro Hero 7 is limited to 720. I don't know about the 8. If anybody wants to send me the 8, let me know. I'll give it a shot. I'm not giving it back. But I think the 8 is something that I want to try pretty soon. Because they're on sale right now. Look for YouTube instructional video.
Right.
I'm gonna be the YouTube instructional video. I'm gonna get like 1 million hits. That's not gonna happen. "102 minutes.
Okay.
So if anybody's got any more questions, I gotta go to work tomorrow. So
I'm taking the day off. I'm
Mhm.
working from home.
no matter if the coronavirus is gonna make it so you don't have to work anymore anyway. And my phone says it's time to stand. So if anybody's got any more questions, you just won $10,000
In chips from Vegas. The game. I haven't been
on your
playing.
apps.
Petty buy? I wish. We haven't even eaten supper yet.
I don't think we need to eat supper. We were just at my mom's before we got here.
I went over that while you went inside.
She overfeeds us. Any questions on the motovlogs or anything like that, or the motovlog setup, I have my helmet here. So if you want to ask any questions about that, go ahead.
Later, Stevies. Later, Jeffy.
Goodbye, Jeff. Heather, are you still on here? Did you get your package from Miss Stevie?
She did. She messaged me.
Oh, okay.
To everyone, hope all of you and yours are and remain safe and healthy. Twisty Digit Top Dog. That's very nice of you. Only questions next live video.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do just questions next live video.
Yeah. Later, Jeff. For those that can ride,
Sky Guy, stay
stay
safe,
safe.
too. Oh. Yeah, I don't see a end to the cold spell here in sight right now, so hopefully soon we'll be on bikes. So tired of doing these garage videos.
Well, one of these days we're going to build, so it'll be different. I do want to touch base
You'll
real
still
quick.
be inside.
I do want to tell everybody though, as far as Norwex goes, I can't say on live feed or give any coupon deals out or discounts or anything like that. So comment me if you have any questions on the products, and I can connect with you outside of this. So
Or
anyway,
find her on Instagram. What's your Instagram? Is it Miss Stevie?
yes, it does.
And send her messages through Instagram.
That actually is a good idea.
No, when is your next live video? I'm sorry, Joe. Well, if we don't get any content recorded this week, probably next weekend. Because I want to do at least a video a week for you guys.
Well, maybe you should ask them how often they would like to see us go live, or just by Stevie himself. I don't necessarily
him.
need to be present. Unless you guys want me to be present so we can bicker back and forth. Maybe they like
I don't
that.
bicker.
Oh.
I don't bicker. But anyway, so I want to put a video out a week for you guys, and if I can't get any content recorded, which I do have one, I always try to do at least 2 videos a week, or at least 1 video a week, but with the weather the way it is right now, it's not agreeing with us. And I would have had a lot of content last weekend if the microphones wouldn't have popped like crazy, and none of that footage is usable. So we might do another live video here pretty shortly, next week and a half.
But you
2
can
weeks.
post something about that ahead of time.
Yeah.
A couple days ahead of time, maybe.
Yeah. Did you guys all see the post I put out on YouTube about this live video? Or do I need to look at advertising it better? I guess is the question.
FYI. If you agrees with you,
Oh,
I'll
very
use
cool.
my tube next time on Facebook. 50-yard line pictures. Sounds awesome.
Too bad. Alright, Twisty Digit.
Okay.
Night, bud. Alright, everybody. Have a good night. And
1 video a week and 1 live every other week.
yeah, we can do that. Carry on, buddy.
That's what I said.
Live video a month.
That's what I had
Well,
said.
that will be fine when we're actually able to ride. But I don't want to go a couple weeks with no video either, so you guys might have to get sick and tired of the live videos. Of course, they don't have to be this long either.
No, I didn't expect that.
I didn't either, but get
We could do some
interacting-
other things
But when
with
you get
unboxing.
interacting, when you feel like it. How about that?
Sky Guy. Whenever you feel like it.
As far as stuff coming up, this is like the first time ever we don't have anything coming up.
Yeah, I know. Well, you're going to do a video on your helmet and your setup.
Eventually, I need to make sure that other setup works first,
Right.
and I have to ride with it first to make sure it works.
Well, you might just be a little
So-
cold.
Or I'll stick the helmet on your head and you can go ride with it.
Right.
I don't see a problem with that.
Alright, guys.
But you guys, if you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and like this video if you want to see more stuff like this. And no, we'll see you next time, because I don't know if we'll ever see you on the road again. More live vids probably would help your Patreon. Live chat makes peeps feel connected. Yeah. Live chat makes peeps feel connected with us.
Connection is good. That means we have more friends.
We have peeps.
Beeps.
Peeps. Thank you, Twisty Digit. Message me on Facebook. Make sure that I am a subscriber of your YouTube channel.
All right.
And stuff. Alright. Alright, everybody. Have a good night. We'll see you on the next one.
And be safe and stay home. And keep your distance from people, evidently.
You're too close to me.
Love you.
You're too close. Keep distance. No! Need to wash my hands now. With hand sanitizer.
No,
Yep.
no.
Alright, everybody. Good night.
Norwex. Up there.